From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update.
Hi, this is Hannah Mordeau, and this is your News 8 Daily for Monday, June 10th. Partly cloudy start, but there's plenty of sunshine out there this morning. What you might notice the most is it's a cooler start. High temps will get into the low 70s today. Get ready for cooler temps, though. Tomorrow morning, the air will be in the 40s. Big warm-up, though, at the end of this week. Caitlin Clark will not be headed to Paris for the 2024 Olympics. She got the news that she did not make the Olympic basketball team Friday night after the Fever's win over the Washington Mystics. Clark says she will use this as motivation to be on Team USA in 2028.
I just tried to keep her spirits. The thing she said was, "Hey, Coach, they woke a monster," which I thought was awesome.
Honestly, no disappointment. I think it just gives you something to work for. That's a dream. Hopefully one day I can be there, and I think it's just a little more motivation. You remember that, and hopefully in 4 years, when 4 years comes back around, I can be there.
The Fever travel to Connecticut to take on the Sun tonight. Tip-off is at 7 o'clock. The Boston Celtics are 2 wins away from an NBA title. They held fast to home court advantage in games 1 and 2, beating the Mavericks last night 105-98. Drew Holiday led the Celtics with 26 points and 11 rebounds. Game 3 is on Wednesday in Dallas. Happening today, a groundbreaking for a new animal shelter in Indianapolis. Leaders say overcrowding has been a problem for years at the current Animal Care Services IACS shelter. The new one is slated to have up to 70,000 square feet of space, which is nearly 3 times larger than the existing shelter. The groundbreaking is set for 11 this morning at Emerson and Raymond on the southeast side. The city wants your feedback on a major project that would turn 8 one-way streets in Indianapolis into 2-way streets. News 8's Kat Sandoval shows us how you can weigh in on the plans.
Illinois is one of 8 streets that's going to be converted from a one-way to a 2-way. The actual construction won't begin until 2027, but right now the city is looking for public feedback to help guide their design. 8 one-way streets will be converted. That includes Illinois Street from 21st Street to 38th Street and Capitol Avenue from 21st Street to 38th Street. We got a chance to speak to some residents.
It'd be different. It's going to be different changes, kind of like this street here, 30th Street. It was a one-way, now it's a 2-way, so it's going to be weird actually, but it'll probably help out.
That I'm not totally sure. I personally would think it's a good idea, because if you're trying to get somewhere in a hurry, then you gotta go all the way around the city just to get to your destination. But yeah, I feel like it'll be a good change.
The Federal Highway Administration study found that while one-way streets simplify crossings for pedestrians, it causes speeding, lack of accessibility to other streets, and confusion for out-of-towners. Study also found 2 ways can reduce traffic speeds because it forces cars to drive slower through more congestion.
If it slows down traffic, that would be great. I think especially next to the Children's Museum, it should definitely be slower than people speeding by.
For now, the city is looking for public feedback, and there will be future meetings. You can find out more on our website. Reporting in Indianapolis, I'm Kat Sandoval for Wish TV, wishtv.com, or follow us on Facebook for updates.
The Indiana Historical Society is launching a new interactive tool on Black history this weekend. It comes just in time for the museum's Juneteenth activities. News 8's Hernan Gutierrez is there and shows us how it works.
Hey guys, good morning. And well, it's just a giant touchscreen. It has a map of Indiana. You can zoom in, zoom out. There's about 90 sites scattered throughout every corner of Indiana that has some significance to Black history, and the different sites with different meanings. Here to tell us a little bit more is Robin. He helped fund the project, and Jody. He is with the Indiana Historical Society. Good morning, guys. Thanks for being here. And Robin, I'll start with you. You wanted to point out, and of course, as soon as I touched it, the thing that we had highlighted went away. But you wanted to point something out. There's a lot of dots here in Marion County where we're at. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, Marion has a lot of population that were people of color, so obviously there are a lot of historical markers. But one that we should keep in mind is the Madam Walker Center, which is on Indiana Avenue. Indiana Avenue itself was historic, but Madam C.J. Walker was the first female, not just first Black, the first female millionaire, self-made in American history. Her hair products are what catapulted her to success, and a building is still in her honor, being rejuvenated right now, renovated. It's going to be a tremendous center.
Jody, tell me a little bit about what all went into getting this together.
Sure. Well, we worked with Robin and Vaughn. They really developed the information and what you see on the touchscreen and everything else. And then our staff here in the exhibits put together the kiosk and found the images from our collection and other places, and then put together and fabricated it.
All right, guys, thanks for being here this morning. We really appreciate it. All of this is launching just in time for the Juneteenth activities this Saturday. It is free admission that day. The museum opens at 10. Reporting downtown, I'm Hernan Gutierrez for Wish TV, wishtv.com, or follow us on Facebook for updates.
Your statewide news network covers Scott County, where severe injuries to a baby have led to an arrest of a woman who was supposed to be caring for the child. The authorities say Lauren Salyers runs an unlicensed daycare in the town of Austin. State police say an 8-month-old in her care suffered a skull fracture and a broken arm. Investigators are not saying yet how the injuries happened, but do say that the baby's parents spotted them and then took the child to the hospital. Salyers now faces a felony for battery and neglect charges. The Frankfort Parks Department is looking for some stolen birds. According to their Facebook page, the birds were taken from the TPA Park Aviary. The Post says the zookeepers noticed several birds were missing on Sunday morning. We don't know which ones, but the Post says the damages for the stolen birds is around $30,000. Police have been notified, and the investigation is pending. Israeli War Cabinet member and former military chief Benny Gantz has resigned from the country's emergency government. The moderate resigned last night, accusing conservative Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu of mismanaging the war effort. Gantz says that Netanyahu put his political survival over the country's security needs and says Netanyahu is preventing Israel from achieving a true victory in Gaza. Gantz joined Netanyahu's government shortly after the Hamas attack as a sign of unity. We are learning new details about the Israeli raid that ended with the rescue of 4 hostages over the weekend and the deaths of dozens of Palestinians. According to reports from CNN, Israeli special forces disguised themselves as displaced Palestinians and Hamas fighters to get inside homes to find the hostages. The Gaza Health Ministry says at least 274 Palestinians are dead and hundreds more are wounded. The Biden administration is echoing its calls to end the war.
The best way to get all of the hostages home and to protect Palestinian civilians is to end this war. And the best way to end this war is for Hamas to say yes to the deal President Biden announced and that Israel has accepted.
The raid also affected attempts to deliver humanitarian aid to Gaza. The World Food Program has suspended distribution after attacks damaged the massive pier that U.S. forces built. In Oregon, a rodeo bull hopped an arena fence and ran through the concession area into a parking lot, injuring multiple people. It happened at the 84th Sisters Rodeo Show. Video from people in the audience shows crowds were singing God Bless the USA on Saturday night as the bull ran around the arena before what would have been its final ride of the night. That's when the bull jumped the fence. The Sisters Rodeo Association issued a statement yesterday saying 3 people were hurt. The statement says it's a good reminder that while the rodeo is a highly entertaining sport, it at times can pose some risk. As for the bull, the rodeo says it will be going through some training before heading back into the arena. Back here at home, Paris in Indianapolis. Indiana Sports Corp says the construction of the city's replica Eiffel Tower is more than halfway done. The 66-foot tower is being built for the U.S. swim team trials this week. It's being installed outside Lucas Oil Stadium at the intersection of Georgia Street and Capitol Avenue. The swim trials start this Friday. For details on the events, you can go to our website, wishtv.com, where we have much more information. This has been your News 8 Daily from Wish TV. I'm Hannah Mordeau. Watch us on wishtv.com and follow us on Facebook for updates.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go. Connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening. And be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.